Welcome everybody back to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade, and this is Let's Talk Warhammer. This is a shorter video, so it's going out to YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. You can check out on my YouTube my longer video. We're talking about Tyranids today. We're talking about Hive Tyrants. We only got 10 minutes, so let's jump into this. So when you're talking about Hive Tyrants, there's a lot of great things to be happy with. I'm not going to go over all the options. I'm just going to tell you what I take and what works really well. So what's great about a Hive Tyrant is everything. Check out the stat line, the move, the weapon skill, the ballistic skill, all great. Strength 7, we're going to turn it into an 8 with adrenal glands. It's great. Tough 8, it's great. 12 wounds, I wish there were more, but hey, I'm a nid player. So 2+ save, great. Leadership, who cares? It's Synapse. I am playing, hey, that's my dog. I am playing Leviathan, so Synaptic Control does apply here, so it can only be wounded on a 4, 5, or 6. That can save you in some situations. It's tough 8, so you really don't got to worry about that. Weapons. Monstrous Bone Sword, awesome. It's going to be Strength 11, AP 4 for 3 damage because we have adrenal glands. Lash Whips, it's good to reroll 1s. So take it for the reroll 1s. It also is paired with bone swords. I am looking at the wrong thing here. It's those weapons are great. I would further suggest doing what everybody else does at the moment, which is put a heavy venom cannon on it, and then take the relic Shard Gullet to jack it up. So the Shard Gullet is going to turn it into a 36-inch, Assault 3, Strength 12, AP 5, 5 damage. It's super good. Everyone's taking it. Take it. It's super good. Those are the weapons that I suggest on it. War Gear. Take the Adrenal Glands. So Adrenal Glands is going to give it +1 Strength, +1 to movement. So now your movement's 10. That's great. I take the Toxin Sacks because sometimes I'm just looking for 5 points to throw away. Toxin Sacks are great. If it rolls a 6 to wound, it automatically wounds. That's wonderful. No bads there. Abilities. Okay, it's Synapse. So keep in mind, whatever you want to be in Synapse has to be 6 inches away from it. Synaptic Link range is 12 inches away, but Synapse is 6. So keep that in mind. Shadow of the Warp, 18 inches. Shadow of the Warp is going to make it harder, -1 to psychic tests for your enemies within 18 inches. And anyone who does suffer Perils of the Warp is going to take 1 mortal wound in addition to anything else. Psychic Barrier, here's part of the beef. It's got a 4+ invulnerable save. 4+ invulnerable save has saved me so many times I can't tell you. It has Will of the Hive Mind, so it can give a core unit reroll 1s within Synaptic Link range, so that's 12. Or if you know how Synaptic Link range works, it chains. So it moves from one guy who's within 12 to another guy who's within 12 of that, to another guy who's within 12 of that, and so on and so forth, as long as the Synapse bubble continues. Will of the Hive Mind is good. I think the best use for it is with Tyrant Guard. If you're taking Tyrant Guard and not Tyrants, I'm going to say why? They're really good together. They go together like peanut butter and jelly, or anything else that you say goes together. Keep in mind death throws. So when it dies, it's kind of like an explosion, except for it only hurts enemies. So there's going to be a roll, and if you get a 6 on a d6, it's going to hurt the nearest enemy. So that's pretty good. Keep in mind, it's only enemies. For Warlord trait, I give my Walk Rant Adaptive Biology. Yep. So that is the 5+ Feel No Pain. It's wonderful. That way you don't have to use your psychic power to give yourself the 5+ Feel No Pain. You already have it. So I would suggest taking Catalyst as a psychic power, having your own 5+ Feel No Pain, and then using Catalyst on your Tyrant Guard. Shard Gullet, like I already said, so take the Heavy Venom Cannon to start with. Use Shard Gullet to replace it. Psychic. You're going to get 2 casts and 1 deny. I'm taking Catalyst for the 5+ Feel No Pain, and then I'm taking Onslaught, so something can move, shoot, and assault. Move, shoot, advance, and assault. You're going to be able to do that with the Hive Tyrant because Shard Gullet becomes an assault weapon. So no penalty when you're shooting after shooting after advancing. It's pretty good. So I would take that. Strategies that go with it. I think one of the best strategies that we have, one of the funnest strategies that we have, is called Trample Charge. So for 1 CP, if you charged, you have to have the Horned Chitin keyword, which we do. You roll 2 to 4, it does 3 mortal wounds. On a 5+, it does D3 plus 3 mortal wounds. So if you're doing D3 plus 3 mortal wounds when you charge in, then you're going to charge in, then you're going to do all your combat damage, and maybe you shot it too, and maybe you psychicked it as well. You're going to do a lot of wounds. Rapid regen is always good. Read rapid regen again because it applies to a model. So it's more versatile than I ever thought it was, and I was watching other people talk about it. So it applies to a model, D3, which is pretty good. Best use for it is to bring yourself up out of your bottom bracket into your middle bracket, or your middle bracket into your top bracket. Best use for it, hands down. I think Adrenal Surge is pretty good for monsters. It's going to give an extra D3 attacks. And you have Adrenal Glands, so that gives you the Adrenal keyword, so then you can use Adrenal Surge. Extra attacks is great. That Bone Sword is great. Use it. Use it. One thing to always keep in your back pocket is Death Frenzy. So if someone kills the Tyrant before it's had a chance to fight, and that's my Tyrant over there, over there in the corner. If someone kills the Tyrant before it's had a chance to fight, you can use Death Frenzy and still fight with it. It's great to keep in your back pocket. It's definitely a revenge tactic. But hey, sometimes everyone needs to go down in a certain combat. So like I said, I'm running Leviathan on it. Synaptic Control is working here because it's a monster and it's Synops. I go back and forth between being adaptive and taking the adaptation where everyone ignores difficult terrain, or the +1 to hit. Sorry, the +1 reroll. Sorry, 1 hit reroll. That could be really helpful in a Shard Gullet. That could be super helpful because you're gonna roll a 1 and miss. Because 2s hit. I mean, maybe you're in the middle bracket. Anyways, I'm going back and forth between those two at the moment. It kind of depends if I'm playing Gaunts. I don't know. Kind of depends if I'm playing Warriors, too, because Warriors are so slow. That's what I dislike about Warriors. Anyways, we're not talking about Warriors. Synaptic Imperative. Remember, with the Synaptic Imperative, with the Hive Tyrant, it allows you to fall back and then charge in the same turn. Can be useful. Keep in mind with your Hive Tyrants, everybody, they're a unique organism. So right now you only get 1 per detachment. I'm not really sure how Arc of Omens works, whether it takes that ability away. But you can do the Heroic Support, I believe, to do the extra detachment and get your Hive Tyrant that way. Or if you're doing non-Arc of Omens, which is what me and my casual friends are going to be doing, you just give by another detachment. But keep in mind, it's got to be your Warlord. Any Hive Tyrant that's on the field, one of them has to be your Warlord. And you only get Synaptic Imperatives if your Warlord, who's a Hive Tyrant, is on the table. So if it's a flying Hive Tyrant and he flies away, no Synaptic Imperatives. If you don't deploy him in the beginning, no Synaptic Imperatives. Keep that in mind. Thank you everybody for listening out there. We are the Dragon's Liar. We only show up as the space Dragons space Liar or the _Dragons_Liar. We're all about sharing the things that we love, and we love 40K. Check out our YouTube for our longer videos where I deep dive on tactics. And that is it for us today. We understand that you are a busy person. Thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Liar.